Oh, here we are in the Yellowfin 5800 Rear Centre Console. And what a lovely boat it is. You know, 4mm hull, 4mm sides, 190 litre fuel tank in it. We're here with Dan, of course, and Peter Evans. Now, Peter Evans has been with us. He's sold more Yellowfin than anyone else in Australia. His knowledge is beyond anyone else in Australia, even the manufacturer. And it's quite an honour to have him here. He's worked here at Brisbane Yamaha for the last 11, 15 years. And I normally don't take him out because he makes me sound bad. But he's come out on this boat because it's such a lovely boat. Now let's have a look at it. The thing about the rear console is they're smooth in a chop because the boat moves like that. Very popular up north. Not so much in Victoria, but only because you Victorians and none of your dealers ever stock them. It's got a 130 Yamaha on it. You know, you can go to a 150, but I'm really not sure you need to. There's a couple of shags going past me now. Hold on, let's have a look. So we're up 4 seconds on the plane. That wasn't much, and it's traveling pretty smooth. I've backed off, I'm 33, traveling at 17 knots. We're using 13 litres. That's probably going to take you as far as you want. I'll trim out a little bit. Now, let's just say Grandma did call you for the Sunday roast. And you flattened it. And you're in that little chop, there's probably half a metre. This Yellowfin eats it, squirts it out. I'll trim it out. We're doing 57, 59, 60. So we're doing 6,000 revs. I'm doing 34 knots, and the drone can't stay with me. Hang on there, Pete. Pete's wondering why he ever come with me, because he doesn't drive boats like idiots, and he always says to me, why don't you drive it like a real person, Aaron? And I said, oh, because it's boring. My kids hate it. Hang on there, Pete. Let's see if you're going on a corner. See how that hull picks up. Now, the truth is, Pete casts a fair shadow. Dan casts a big shadow, and I cast even a bigger shadow. So, we got, 340 kilos of man candy. Return. Oh. I can turn a lot faster too, and it just hangs in. Oh, it's a little beauty, isn't it, Pete? Whether you'd want to do that or not, it's an issue. But if you did, it just handles beautiful. It's sitting flat. I'm going across a chop, and it's just loving it. It's actually loving it. The thing about this boat, it's smooth. I just looked at my phone. We're doing 70 kilometres an hour at 6,000 revs. That's with the 130 on it. This thing would be a weapon with a 150, wouldn't it? And I would have the 130. I think it's very smooth and well balanced. I put a little bit of trim. Everyone always says to me, oh, trim the motor up when you go backwards, Aaron. Well, I can tell you, when you're on a big billfish and all hell's breaking loose, there's actually no time to do nothing. Someone's screaming at you, you're reversing. I'll go the other way. Pete's losing the fish. He's screaming. Get him around. Don't run over that line. Tell you what, it backs up pretty good, doesn't it? Very good. Now, what we have, full self-draining decks. Lots of storage. Minn Kota mount. Stay there, Pete. Up here, seat spigot. A massive, massive anchor well. And it's got poly in there. So when you throw your anchor in, it's not denting your boat. Let's see. I used to stand on one leg, but I've got a bad leg because I was skiing. Big storage here, you could fit everything in. Big wide side decks. Oh, you get your feet under, you're jigging, casting, sitting here, because that's where I'd sit. I'd sit right like this and have one of my kids going. Go on, Pete, drive that off. Might have to trim him down or not ever. Comfortable, plenty of room on the side. Enough room, these rod holders are all stainless steel. Live bait tank, drink holder, or I don't put drinks in there, I put sinkers. Nice big bait board. Burley bucket, All the batteries and everything are away. You can see over here, fuel filter you can see, battery isolation switch. This bait board would come off. Hydraulic steering. Pretty good, isn't it? Now, how many people? You get 5 people in here, maximum 140. Go on, Pete, take us off and watch this hull. You can see the boats in the back. Oh yeah, she's got some go. Comes up onto the plane in a couple of seconds. Geez, that drone's going good. Chase him, Pete, chase him. Look at it. That drone work. Oh, I've never really watched the drone before, Pete, because I've been driving. That's awesome, isn't it? It just floats around you, all there. Whoa! Dan's getting all creative, I think. Turn it, make it hard for him, Pete. It sits in, it's quite smooth. It's very, it's solid in the water. It just goes up and rides through the waves, whether you're going with it, with the wave or against it. It really does slice. It's got Volvo Penta trim tabs. We're not touching them. We set a couple on it. We put the trim just down 2 notches out of 8, and we haven't touched them. And you know I love Yellowfin. Everyone who buys a Yellowfin loves them because of the ride, the construction. Now what we've got here is the 5.8 rear console. A rear console, what's all that mean? Boats travel like this. Quintrex make a thing called a territory legend. If you ever go up north, it's all there is. Because you sit at the back, it absorbs the chop, you've got so much room at the front to fish. This thing comes with a 150 Yamaha, 3 seat pedestals, and have a look, Dan, just get up the front there, you know, catch and releases. The thing at Brisbane Yamaha, every boat comes complete. The way that you should have it, when you drive out, you don't have to add all this stuff. The old thing is you get the wheels and the windows and everything you need, rego safety. You know, it's good to fish alone and to catch and release, even if I've got people. My wife comes up here and if she hadn't been drinking the Chardonnay, she's up the front and hooks it up. Bow mount thrusters, because most people now fish with a Minn Kota, and we're a Minn Kota superstore. You'll never buy cheaper, and our guys, I reckon about 1 in 4 boats have a Minn Kota on it, and that's why we're experts on it. Bait boards, burley buckets, self-draining decks, Yamaha. It's actually got 130 on it because that's what it's rated to. Awesome transom doors, look at that. Water's not going to come over. You're backing up on a big fish. It's just solid. It's not one of these shitty little things you see. Big dive platforms, zip weights. Just takes all the hassle out of driving. Ergonomics. Yeah, no, that seat's not too high. We cut them down to suit the customer. Because when you're driving, you want to be able to lean up there. I like to have my feet up. But then when it gets rough, sturdy, strong, Yamaha. You know, they make the best control boxes. They make the best gauges. Think about Yamaha gauges, you can see them with Polaroid glasses on. Awesome fit out, ergonomic, you can get to everything. Stainless steel rod holders, cup holders, bait boards that work, windows into live bait tanks that are huge. Up here, storage. Wonderful, wonderful storage compartments. Because I don't know about you, but when I go fishing, I take way too much stuff. There's a light in there. Isn't that just little thing, you know? Put a light in, up here, seat, huge big anchor well. I don't anchor, I just use a Minn Kota. But sometimes when I'm right out deep, 50, 80 metres, I will anchor because it's easier. Get your feet under here to fish. This checker plate, you'll never fall. Good step, my kids sit on it. More storage, good side pockets. Tell you what, it's not a bad boat, is it? 190 litres of fuel. So, if you're thinking about a centre console, if you're living in southeast Queensland, or in fact anywhere in Australia and you want to see the full range of Yellowfin, I've got the largest range on display. So you should do yourself a favour, call Peter Evans, ask him a question, come on a water test. If you live in Victoria, Dan, just turn that camera around. Can you? Turn the camera around. We're about half an hour, 40 minutes out of Brisbane. You can see the mountain range up there, Moreton Island, Bribey's there, Redcliffe's there, Scarborough, and it's just a wonderful place to boat. And there'd be no better boat than a Quintrex or a Yellowfin for you to explore these waterways. So go online, brisbaneyamaha.com.au, or call Pete, 3888 1727, and I'll see you on the water, hopefully in a Yellowfin.